Hello, everyone, and welcome in 2019. It is my first week back here live on Facebook on Tuesday, January 22nd. So we got a lot of twos happening around me today. My name is Tammeron. I am the founder of Tammeron's Place, which is a retreat for spiritual growth. And each Tuesday I go live here on Facebook and I give a 2-card reading using Oracle decks to provide you guys with some information on how you can actually manage the shifts and challenges that are happening in your life and how to manage your emotions so that you can stay grounded and feel supported as we are going through these massive shifts on the planet, because it really is fascinating times right now. So my gift to you guys is to provide you with this free 2-card reading each week. And yes, I am available for private readings. So at this point, still have to message me privately because the website is coming up this year in 2019 because I've gone through a lot of changes myself. So I'm super excited about that. So again, in the meantime, I'm still offering some discounted prices. And if you stay tuned to the end of this video, I'm going to share with you how you can actually get discounts on personal readings for you and people you care about by being a member of Tammeron's Place, which is an online support group. So here we are. Each week I still share with you guys which tea I'm drinking, and I'm using my full moon mug. Oh, we got Tammy here. Hey, Tam. Yeah, she was around me when I got this full moon mug when I was traveling last year in Southern Ontario in an RV, and we were doing full moon gatherings and tarot readings as I was traveling around. So yes, Tammy Budd has had personal experience with me. And Tammy, while you're on here, can you just share with people, like, did you get the support you needed from that first full moon gathering that we went to? You know, because people, I love to gather testimonials from people. So you'll see actually on my Tammeron's Place event page, which is my business page, please go there. You're going to start seeing some testimonials, and I got some really cool stuff happening that's going to launch next month in February. So I'm excited. I can't share too much with you guys again, so stay tuned watching these videos. And just a gentle reminder as well before we get into the reading that each week I also upload these free readings for you guys. And they're on my YouTube channel, which again is under Tammeron's Place. And it's a great way for you to share the readings with other people that you care about, because a lot of times I do share some of my own personal stories of what I'm going through as well, because we are collectively in this world together. What the reading is for you, and it's for me too. So a lot of times, you know, I really resonate, and I'm willing to share a little bit more in detail about what's happening in my life as well. So it's just spontaneous. It comes through intuitively, but I love to keep sharing because that is, you know, how we open space for other people as well. You know, by being vulnerable, by being raw, by being real, and just saying, hey, I'm human too. So I hope you join me here each week. Again, those are other ways that you can go back and watch the videos, and it's a great way. There's a couple of little changes happening as well. I'm keeping these videos shorter again. I found that for me, even they were too long. So if you're still interested in finding out which recommended essential oils from doTERRA that I'm personally using each week, there's a way for you to get that template. It's already filled out for you. So if you're in doTERRA, you want to share this information with your teams, by all means, it's only $5 to get that template each week. It's done every Monday. It goes out to my membership group. And if you are a member of Tammeron's Place for only $36 a month, you get that free. And there's a lot of free things you get actually in my membership. So lots of great changes for 2019. I took a look at, you know, what I did last year and what I'm willing to do this year, and got some feedback from people. So I'm excited. But here we go. Each week, just remind you guys, the readings are not personal questions that people send in anymore. The readings are based on what's actually happening astrologically on the planet. So we're going to be talking about, or I'm going to be sharing with you what information, what I feel people intuitively are going to be feeling based on where we are with the moon. So this week we're coming out of the full moon. If we have any retrograde planets happening, especially Mercury retrograde, a lot of my courses and support groups are now going to be focused around retrogrades, because that's when people feel like they're going crazy. because they don't understand retrograde. And Mercury retrograde is actually super powerful. It happens more often than other planets. So this is when people feel really lost. All right. So again, stay tuned for some of that. Also, if we ever have anything like a solstice or an eclipse, which we just experienced this past weekend, I'm going to guide you guys as well on how to balance your emotions each week so you're not feeling so whacked. So already this week, okay, this energy that happened this weekend, I'm just putting my teacup down, was a huge shift. And it was a huge shift. And what's happening now is actually going to determine where you're going to be at the end of 2019. So some people feel like literally, like even these past few months, like, whoa, you know, what just happened? It's almost like someone pulled the rug out from underneath you and you're standing there looking at yourself going, well, what do I do now? So this is the advice we're going to get from Spirit today, is how to manage that and how to manage your emotions so that you don't feel so lost and you don't feel like you're unsupported. Because to be honest, we're always supported. We're always supported by Spirit. And this is why I want to encourage you guys to keep showing up for these readings each week. And remember to hit the like button or comment, because again, it allows you to see, you know, that to remind you that I'm going to be here every Tuesday. Okay, so here we go. Carol, awesome. Tammy's here. Tammy Bud, Stacy, awesome. Carol Dockham, Tammy Bud. Oh yeah, so she's putting her testimonial. Thank you, Tammy, because I'm actually going to scoop that testimonial, and you might see that in my Tammeron's Place page. Okay, so again, challenging times, huge shifts that we're going through. And so how are we going to manage this? So again, I've just pulled the two cards. I don't like to spend time shuffling. As you can tell, I'm someone that likes to talk with my hands. So I pull the cards just before, and I connect with the energy of the people that are watching this video. I create that intention. So there's no accident that you're hearing this message, and it's for me. And it's for those who are actually listening here today, each time you come. Okay, so how are we going to manage? So the deck I'm using, because each year I've been using a new deck. Again, I'm sticking to Colette Baron-Reid. She is Canadian. I love her decks. So this deck right now that I'm using today for the first time with all of you is Wisdom of the Avalon. Okay, so the first card is always the challenge card. The second card is the action step. What is Spirit telling us? So the first card came up as the Grail Knight. Now, I'm going to read you some of the words underneath. It represents romance, illusion, and seeking the sacred. So I'm going to come back to this in a minute. The second card is our action step. So what is Spirit reminding us to do in order to stay balanced? Because that was the question I posed. So the action step says this day, and it says pride and leadership. Okay, so we're going to come back to this in a minute. So here we go. With the first card coming up saying the Grail Knight, I want you to take a good look at this card. You see Spirit, the rays of light coming down, powerful energy, and you know, he's on his knee, right? And in the one hand he's got his spear, and the other hand he's holding his cup high in the air. So I'm going to talk a little bit about this. Again, I might share some of my personal stuff as I'm communicating with you guys. But what this card actually represents is the connection, to that higher part of ourselves. So it's when we have that experience of heaven on earth, okay? Which means that as human beings, we have an opportunity to experience what it is that we have all been seeking as human beings. If you are a spiritual seeker, I know you, because that's why you follow me. I am a spiritual seeker. I've questioned my life. I've wanted to know, why am I here? Why does this stuff keep happening to me? And how do I get out of it? And what do I do about it? So a spiritual seeker is someone who's constantly questioning their life, and they want answers. And so what this card is saying is that we have the answer through the power of remembering to connect to your spirit, to your higher self. So just think of yogis, people that do this. This is what it represents. It means you're connecting to your highest calling, your highest self, your intuition. And when you guide your life through trusting your intuition, okay, you will be guided to move out of those challenges or those same things that you felt kept happening. And this is why we went through this shift, because spirit, the universe, is actually saying, okay, we're going to let you step out of that pattern right now, but you need to change something about you. Okay, so that you don't repeat these cycles. It's almost like they're letting you, stick your foot out, put your toe in the water a little bit and say, what's this person going to do? So what the message that you're getting from spirit is, you need to find ways to connect with yourself. And in order to do that, in order to be connected to heaven while you're here on the earth, I'm going to suggest that you spend more time in nature. You spend less time criticizing people. You spend less time talking about what happened to you, because every time you do that, you relive that experience and you're holding it in your psyche. You're holding it in your aura. And so you're constantly reminded of it. Use holistic modalities to balance, to change that vibrational energy. That's why I talk a lot about using high-grade essential oils with doTERRA. All right, because if you learn how to build a beautiful relationship with your oils and you learn how to use them effectively, you will begin to change your vibration, which allows you to be more open and receptive to hearing those messages, or to just genuinely know something and you don't know why. When this happens, you will remove yourself from those patterns, okay? Because you're going to create a very different experience. All right, that's why I love it. Again, yoga, being around other people who have gone through these challenges and they are a little bit more advanced than you, so that they can support you. Because if you do hang out with people that allow you to play small and allow you to keep being that victim, you're not going to move out of that energy. All right, so this is the challenge, okay? And it's here. It's calling us. So we're going to see more people actually getting involved in more spiritual activities to actually live out their life. More people involved in yoga, more people, chanting, praying together, that kind of stuff. We're just being in nature, being around animals, doing some fun stuff, changing your diet a little bit, eating a little bit less meat. Because remember, if the meat that you're eating isn't actually if the animal hasn't been killed with, with blessing, or in a way that's not scaring the animals, that energy of the fear of the kill, or being butchered, or being harmed in some way to provide food for us, is energy. And a lot of people are highly sensitive to energy. So you'll notice a lot of people are moving into vegetarianism, are moving into being vegan, because they feel that energy. And challenge yourself, try it. Go vegan or go vegetarian for just a week or even a couple of days. Balance your meals properly with, different types of protein, high quality protein, and see if you actually feel different emotionally. Because I see it in people. And I notice it. People always say to me, I feel different. And not that I'm vegetarian or vegan. I still eat a small amount of meat because of my blood type. However, I even feel the difference. So in that practice, if I don't know how to, if I don't understand the energy behind where that meat was provided, I make sure that I bless my food. So it's another tip. So as an energy healer, you're going to, for me, I share a lot of these tips with my members in Tammeron's Place membership group. All right. So there's lots of ways you can do it. But again, this is what we're noticing. So if you're seeing that, even on your feeds and Facebook and whatever, what people are switching to, it's because we're longing for something and we're being guided to live a different life. All right. So I hope that makes sense for you. So let's move on. I talked a little bit too long there, but anyways, it's my first week back. So I'm just a little bit excited with you guys. So the action step is to stay. So it is here saying about pride and leadership. So it is about living this life and being in the sense of pride and owning that leadership of your own life. Because again, when you want to release some of these patterns, some of these things that were happening to us, for these past couple of years that really came to the surface for a lot of us in these retrograde planets, what it was asking us is like, really, what are you really willing to let go of? And are you willing to do something about it? And you become the leader of your own life. It's not about being a leader of anybody else or following the leader. Sometimes we have to follow other people to learn something that we want to learn. However, that is how you move out of a victim consciousness, and how you can feel confident and prideful of your own life because you just took one little step. It's not about taking massive steps, but it's just about taking that first step, which I talked about in the beginning, about putting your toe in the water. So what Spirit is asking you today is, what is one little thing that you can do so that that dream that you have, whether it's to be in a better relationship or whether it's to be in a job or a career that you really love rather than working for somebody else, all right? What are you willing to do this week, or just to ask yourself one little step? You know, is it going to, a little bookstore, a used bookstore, and buying a book for $3-4? Can you barter with someone? Can you do something in an exchange? It doesn't always have to be about money, because sometimes what we can do is just put it out there to the universe and have that conversation with yourself first. And I guarantee you, somebody new will show up in your life. A new experience could happen, or you could just randomly meet someone. I always share my experiences, not so much on video here, but about all the amazing people I meet walking my dog, because I'm out walking every day with my dog. And I live in a really small town in Northern Ontario on a lake out in the middle of nowhere. And it blows my mind how I go out sometimes for a walk on the road, and there's only a couple of people that live near me, and I see 2 or 3 of those people in that 20 minutes that I'm out there, because it's winter. I have a little dog. We're not out there very long. I go for my long walks by myself. So it's fascinating because it will move into your life, but we have to put it out there first. So I'm asking you guys, if you really want that big stuff this year, decide something little you're going to do. I kind of put it out there for myself. I like to journal, so I like to make little steps for myself, and then I keep my big vision ahead of me. So as a member of Tammeron's Place, when you join, you also get a copy of a 100-page spiral-bound journal for you to keep track of yourself. And we work together collectively in the group every Monday about journaling and about putting our prayers out into the universe. So I encourage you guys to message me if you'd like to know more, and because I don't have the website up. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm going to look and see if you guys have any questions or comments, because as I'm talking, I see stuff coming in, but I don't like to take my focus off of the reading, because again, it's coming through intuitively. I'm not reading a script. Carol, Dockham, awesome, thanks. Okay, Tammy, I had a great experience. Tammy, I'm going to read that. Wendy, I feel so different since going vegan. Yes. Thank you, Wendy. Thank you for sharing that, because you're really sensitive. I've met Wendy. She actually looks after my dog, and I introduced her to the essential oils. And also I'm working with her to get her, because it is overwhelming for people. What do I do with this? Even if you're just starting with a few oils, if no one's guiding you and supporting you, you get that guidance and support and recipes and all kinds of fun stuff in my membership group. I'm in there almost every day. And I have a schedule set for summer off and Christmas and stuff. So I don't want to be working. I don't think anybody's going to be watching my videos either. So I make a lot of videos for people, and courses and classes and retreats are coming up soon too. So there's lots of great things happening. All right, so we got Gina on the call. Okay, she hasn't commented. Okay, awesome. So Tammy says, I think our dogs met first. Yes, I think they did, Tammy. So there you go. Tammy and a Tammeron meet together in an RV park out in the middle of Southern Ontario, and had an instant connection. And actually Tammy, and it was the full moon, I think, the next day. And I invited her to just come and say a prayer with me and put a prayer into the fire. We asked somebody who was in the campground if they could light a fire, and we wrote out our prayers, and Tammy got her wish. And, I encourage people, again, every month, I'll just comment on that. On the full moon, I do webinars online. They're going to be live in my retreats, but for right now, for the first 3 months of the year, they're going to be online. So they are 8 p.m. Eastern time on the actual full moon. So we just had one last night, and the next full moon webinar will be on February the 19th, and we gather together for an hour. We collectively say our prayers together. We do an energy clearing. We learn a little bit about goddess archetypes. I introduce women to, because it's just for women, I introduce women to understanding their archetypes a little bit and how to balance them out if you're feeling a little bit out of whack, using the high grade essential oils. And I've got some mini courses and classes classes coming up on how to really understand your true archetypes, because as a woman, you really got to own your power. And if you understand what your archetypes are, you'll really feel comfortable in your own skin, because you'll be like, yeah, I don't need to be like that woman. Oh, that's actually me. And so I share a lot of my own experiences on how I learned this and how it changed my whole image, even for myself as a woman, because I met a woman years ago, and this is the work she did in Europe. And it was to really help supporting women, especially in their relationships, in their intimate relationships, to understand their goddess archetypes, because it is about power, it's about sexuality, and it's about money. So not only does this help you in your personal life, but if you are an entrepreneur, you're going to love this stuff, because I really guide you into really owning your actual goddess archetype. And you might have a variance of one or two, and how to own that and to be confident in that, so you don't feel like you're less than another woman because you have a different archetype. I mean, it's actually that simple. And then you can own it. So in the spring, when we have our first retreat, we're going to be dressing up in our goddess archetype. So there's a lot of fun things happening. All right. So again, I've talked a little bit too long. I will see you guys again here next week, live on Tuesday at 222. Remember, the videos are up on YouTube under my YouTube channel under Tammeron's Place. And if you'd like the PDF download of the 3 recommended essential oils that I do every week, plus a roller ball, I give you that extra in case you are using doTERRA and you're not understanding how to use the oils effectively. It's only $5. All right, so I'll see you guys soon. It's great to be back. I'm enjoying the winter weather here in Northern Ontario, and got the fire going every day, and just having a fabulous winter. See you next week. Bye-bye.